Legislation to keep AM radio in cars. They know the value of local radio in times of emergency. Now, it's time for Congress to finish the job and pass the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act. Learn more at dependonam.com. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Get ready, Nashville. The Borchetta Bourbon Music City Grand Prix roars back to Nashville Superspeedway, July 18th and 19th. Don't blink. This is the fastest racing on earth, with the NTT IndyCar Series tearing up the track. Bring the family. Kids tickets start at just $6 with any adult ticket. Experience heart-pounding racing, live music, and so much more. Tickets are selling fast. Grab yours now at MusicCityGP.com. The Music City Grand Prix. Feel the speed. Hear the music.
Willie Donick here for Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. My friends at Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville have amazing special deals right now, and they're just in time to replace those old drafty windows. I endorse Pella because they are the highest quality windows and doors, the most trusted brand, and they improve the value of your home over all the others. So go with the experts at Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. Visit PellaNashville.com for more information.
Hey guys, Big Joe here for our good friends over at Busy Bee. Listen, I am a Beehive member. I want you to be one as well because it's fantastic. And listen, get one free yearly Beehive membership to someone in your neighborhood. Now, the free membership must go to a family in your neighborhood. Beehive membership, buy one, get one offer is valid for the same or lesser value. Must present the offer at the time of service. So become a member of the Beehive Club. Go to busybeehvac.com. That's busybeehvac.com.
Call 775-7833.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 429, has a path to a dignified career. Are you a skilled electrician or lineman? Tired of dead-end, low-paying jobs? Local 429 is accepting applications for highly skilled electricians and linemen and is providing the best training in Middle Tennessee. They are the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 429. Call them at 615-889-4429 or go online to ibew429.org. IBEW Local 429, the best training and training the best.
Social Cantina, proud sponsor of Nashville Sounds Baseball. Tacos, margaritas, and game day vibes in Germantown.
Your sports live here. WBUZ HD3 Laverne. All around the world on the Game Nashville app. We are the Game Nashville Sports Network. ESPN 94.9. The Fan. A Cromwell media station.
35 years of the best sports talk in Nashville. It's the George Plaster Show with Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame quarterback Kelly Holcomb and young gun Lewis Maddox. And now, here's your host, George Plaster.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome in. It's a beautiful Friday. Look at what's going on behind me at the putting zone. What is going on is the World Series of competitive putting. Now, you're probably sitting there saying, I didn't know such a thing existed. Well, it does. We're at the putting zone at 3040 Sidco Drive. $65,000 in prize money is at stake. Now, back behind us is a lot of the putting that is going on. This is like a 5-6 day event, and you're welcome to stop in and see it because really it's a pretty amazing competition that's going on. I want to do this before we go any farther. I want to thank all of you who have been watching or listening to this show. For the second week in a row, we're going to go over 30,000 Twitter views. And that's pretty dadgum cool. So thank you to one and all. Kelly Holcomb, he's a Friday snob, not with us. He'll be back on Monday. And we'll be gearing up for a lot of SEC football media days in Tampa coverage. Lewis Maddox is alongside here at the putting zone. Why are you hogging the view where they can't see anything?
Well, they can see it through your view. So, and I've got a different camera, George. It doesn't exactly work the exact same every camera. So, yeah, I'm a little bit closer to the camera, and you're a little bit farther away from it.
What did you think when you saw this?
Well, we came by a few days ago, earlier this week, and took some film footage to make them a new commercial for our show. And George, I was pretty stunned when I walked in here. I did not expect it to be this big in here. I mean, there's two separate courses. They got the highlands and the lowlands. It's like two different sides and two different ways to play through. And this is a really cool place. I can't imagine the capital that went into this warehouse to build this. Whole situation here.
Let me tell you a little bit. So the owner, Bill Rosigliano, has become a good friend as well as a sponsor of the show. I walked in here right at about a year ago. This was an empty warehouse, and I really could not totally understand his vision of what he was trying to pull off.
Well, let's hear.
Which is a good thing, because my vision wasn't anything as good as his. How about that?
Yeah, this is pretty unbelievable. And you know, now that we've got a national championship tournament going on, this is with a purse too. Like, you know, these guys are up for some money here.
$65,000. That's a lot of putting moolah.
Yeah, to come in here and putt for a day or so, or however long they've been here, 5 or 6 days. But for today, and we're on this corner right here, and dude, these guys are insane. And I've always, you know, I love to play golf when I can, like twice a year when I get to, you know, and I can drive the heck out of one, and it'll go straight.
Yeah, sure.
And I can chip it up on the green. I can't putt though, so this is totally out of my wheelhouse. So it's pretty cool watching these guys go to work.
See, the only thing I can do is putt. I would love to go up against them and just see, okay, how many strokes behind would I be of the best putters in the world? Met a guy earlier from San Diego, saw one from Seattle, a couple of folks from Missouri. They have come from all over the country, which just blows my mind. I didn't know there was such a tour.
I didn't know that competitive putting was a thing. You know, I grew up going to like mini golf courses, which is this. It's just this. This is that on steroids. You know. So yeah, this is super cool. Glad we're spending our Friday here.
Do you have an update of any substance?
Yeah, since you didn't let me do one yesterday.
That's right. That was a real sin, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really hurt by that.
Get over it.
All right, well, let's get into it. Yesterday, the Preds released their 2026-27 pre and regular season schedule, along with the rest of the league. All the schedules came out. We went over the opening day schedule, which the Preds are not involved in. That's on September 29th. But they start out the preseason slate with a home-and-home with both the Lightning and the Hurricanes. And they begin regular season play in Nashville on October 1st. They're about a 1.5-to-1 underdog to the Minnesota Wild in Nashville on opening day.
We already have odds?
Yeah, I was pretty shocked by that. There was already a betting line. I think they were.
Good Lord.
It was Nashville minus 148.
It's too early.
Yeah, that's at the end of September. So, actually, no, October 1st?
Yep.
Yes, October 1st. Titans are going to induct Chris Johnson into their Ring of Honor in the home opener versus the Jets.
Good move, and allow him to enjoy it. We all know the story. It's just a pitiful story, and our thoughts and prayers are with Chris Johnson. And have they set a date on that?
It's September 13th. It's the home opener versus the Jets.
Man, that's great.
Yep.
That's good stuff.
Probably should have been done, honestly, a long time ago because he's deserving of that. But glad that they're going to do it now. And, you know, they brought back the whole ice bucket challenge thing that was around 2016 when ALS ice bucket challenge was a big deal and everybody was doing it. George, I'm going to put this on the record right now. I got nominated, so I'm going to do it this weekend and post that on social media. And you're supposed to do it and then nominate more people to do it.
Yeah. Keep me out of it.
Everyone a part of the George Plaster Show is about to be nominated. That goes for everybody back at the studio. Brandon, Christian.
I'll pay you.
George is going to
dump a big old bucket on Kelly.
Kelly's nominated. George is nominated. Cameron, Henry, Clay, they're all nominated.
Yeah, we've got the three I'm sorry. The three interns are here. Three of the best interns my show has ever had. Cameron Trail, Clay Tillman, and Battleground Academy's finest, Henry Sellers. Yeah.
I was just going to let you sit with that. We're going to
the three blind mice back there.
We're going to move on with the update now. We're going to go through a little bit of the British Open. The second round's going on right now. Lucas Herbert, an Australian, he's in the lead right now at 8 under. And then we've got 5 Americans that rounded out to tied for 6th. Bryson DeChambeau, Jackson Suver, Cameron Young, Ryan Gerard, Sam Burns. That takes you down to tied for 6th. Bud Colley's tied for 8th. And then you got to go down. Scotty Scheffler is also tied for 8th at under 2 or 2 under here in the second round.
You know what's interesting? In our country, the PGA Tour normally is on pristine courses. British Open, those are goat holes.
Yeah, you can, and it's on TV here at the Putting Zone, which makes sense because we're at a golfing facility.
Goat holes.
The greens don't look terrible, but like around the stands, it looks like it's like flooded and muddy.
Get a lawnmower.
Yeah, it's not great. The new 5-year eligibility model in the NCAA, it's causing some commotion. There are now 11 athletes from multiple sports across the country that have filed federal class action lawsuits arguing that the NCAA unfairly excluded athletes who exhausted their eligibility before the new model took effect. Their cases are stating that they were stripped of the opportunity to compete at the college level and earn money from NIL.
In about a week and a half, attorney George Barkley, who also writes for the Dora Report, will rejoin us, and we'll get into that issue and others that are going on right now.
Speaking of NIL, the Aflac kickoff game announced that at the Peach Bowl at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, there's going to be like a built-in NIL initiative. Aspects within the operation of the game are going to create NIL money for every player that's involved in that game with Auburn and Baylor, Mercedes-Benz.
Next week on the show, as part of our SEC Football Media Days coverage, the new CEO of the Atlanta Sports Council, David Epps, will join us. Man, has he got some big shoes to fill, because my buddy Gary Stokan has retired. I can't believe it. He opted for grandkids instead of bowl negotiating. Gary, if you're out there, man, enjoy retirement.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was a great interview with David. So looking forward for everybody to hear that one. There's a distance running star from Oregon, Simeon Birnbaum. Obviously, Oregon is widely associated with being tied to Nike and one of their biggest partners for apparel, uniforms, literally everything that Oregon does is Nike. But their long-distance running star, Simeon Birnbaum, he signed an NIL deal with Diadora, which is another apparel brand. Like, I just wanted to tell you that, to what are they going to do about that?
Well, I don't know.
Obviously, that's a problem.
Internally, they're having meetings and memos about that.
Yes.
At Oregon.
Well, definitely, if that was one of the headlines on The Athletic yesterday, so it's already very much in the public eye. We're going to go through a little bit of the ESPYs. It was a couple of nights ago, but just some of the winners from then. Jalen Brunson got 2 awards. He was the best male athlete and got the best championship performance. And the Knicks won best overall team. Miles,
he got my award for I want him to have the ball in the final 2 minutes award.
And obviously those votes show that too. Myles Garrett got the best record-breaking performance, obviously had 23 sacks this season and broke the single-season sack record. Fernando Mendoza and Lauren Betts, best male and female college athletes. Scotty Scheffler was voted best golfer. Ajay Wilson, best female athlete. Steph Curry got the Muhammad Ali Sports Humanitarian Award. Jim Abbott won the Jimmy V Award for perseverance. Jason Collins got the Arthur Ashe Award for courage. Alyssa Liu was the best breakthrough athlete. She got gold in figure skating. Shohei won the best single game performance for his Game 4 National League Championship Series game versus the Brewers, where he had 3 home runs, 10 strikeouts, and was named the National League Championship Series MVP. Scott Ruskan, now this guy was a cross-country athlete in high school. He won the Pat Tillman Award for service because now he's a U.S. Coast Guard rescue swimmer. And on the 4th of July last year, he helped save 165 lives from floodwaters in Texas.
Wow.
Which is pretty unbelievable.
That's a hero.
Yes. Yeah, those are all the ESPYs awards that I have written down.
Okay.
Tyrese Halliburton made a pitch to LeBron to come to Indiana. I don't know how this got public, and it probably shouldn't have. But I guess Halliburton just texted LeBron a pitch. LeBron's response was 2 laughing face emojis, and Halliburton did not text back.
That doesn't sound good for the old Pacer people.
No, I do not think LeBron will be going to Indiana.
We done?
No, we got one more.
Okay.
You want one more?
One more.
Okay. World Cup final, Argentina and Spain is on Sunday. Apparently Trump is going to attend, and he could be handing out the trophy after the game.
You know what'll be interesting? United States obviously not in the final. Does this TV telecast for Fox break the U.S.-Brazil number and set an all-time most watched in this country soccer audience, even though the USA is not in it?
I think
they're going to.
Really? I think that's the difference. I don't think that it will, considering that the U.S. is not involved in it. Time for one more because I just read this.
I'm going the other way. I say it will.
And this is kind of insane that I found yesterday. Cody Campbell, a big billionaire at Texas Tech, he donated $274,000 to the Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton's Senate campaign 1 day before a letter was supposed to come out from his office that would threaten legal action against the Big 12 if they tried to sanction Brendan Sorsby.
Today's word is slimy.
Yeah.
That is really slimy.
It really is.
Okay.
1 day and it didn't come out? Okay.
That's crazy.
We see where that happens.
But apparently it's true. After the break, you're going to meet with Seton Hall transfer and now Ole Miss Rebel basketball player Bud Clark. Really good player. And I wanted to have him on just to ask the questions. Okay, take us through the transfer process. Is it just simply money? A little culture shock between New Jersey, New York, where Seton Hall is based.
And he's from Philadelphia.
To Oxford, Mississippi. So we're looking forward to that. During the 4 o'clock hour, we'll have the 3rd installment of Man on the Street, and they ask the question, who's going to win the World Cup? Then you're going to hear a little preview of SEC football media days that will get your attention, and then we'll open up the phone lines around 4:20 and take it up until we get to the weekend. It's a great Friday. Hope you're enjoying it. From the putting zone on Sidco Drive, this is the George Plaster Show.
When I got my first car, my dad told me, keep the gas tank full and my number on speed dial. Now parents are telling their kids, save 615-242-9000 just in case. I'm Blair Durham. If you or someone you love is in a wreck, call us. We're here to get you the money you deserve.
It's easy to say good things about the folks at Strike and Spare Family Fun Centers. Number one, I trust them with something that's near and dear to me, the Plaster and Friends Celebrity Bowling Night. But more importantly, I see the fun people have. They enjoy the bowling. They enjoy the camaraderie, and you will too. Come by any of their locations and get ready to have some fun.
At Wilson Bank and Trust, we believe you shouldn't have to choose between personal service and digital solutions. As your local independent bank, we're proud to offer the relationships and trusted service you expect, along with the tools and technology that keep you moving forward. So whether you're growing a business, buying a home, or planning for the future, we're here to help. Because this isn't just where we work, it's where we live too. Wilson Bank and Trust, here to get you there. Member FDIC.
Are you looking for expert medical care in Nashville without leaving your home? Medical House Calls brings concierge-level health care directly to your door. Whether you need urgent attention, ongoing primary care, revitalizing IV therapy, or medically guided weight loss, our experienced providers are just a phone call away at 615-838-2375 or go online, medicalhousecalls.com. Calls.com.
Are you tired of living with back pain? What would you do if the pain was gone?
At the Dr. Gill Center, we've helped thousands of people over the last 30 years break free from pain and get back to living life. We're committed to your outcomes, and our caring team listens, understands, and offers real solutions to neuropathy, back pain, and joint pain without unnecessary surgery or medication. Choose the clinic that listens. Choose the clinic that cares. Call the Dr. Gill Center today at 615-882-4838.
Let's make your pain-free life a reality.
I trained my entire life to be the best. I was one of the fastest women in the entire country. But woke politics made me swim against a man, sharing the pool and the locker room. That's not just dangerous, it's degrading. Thank God for Marsha Blackburn. No one fights harder to protect us. Marsha Blackburn will always stand for strong women, because she's one of us.
I'm Marsha Blackburn, and I approve this message.
Now, Marsha is ready to protect Tennessee land from Chinese front companies, close China investment loopholes, and hunt down every communist who tries to defy us.
It doesn't take a fortune cookie to figure it out. Here in Tennessee, we're going to stop communist China and protect Tennessee land.
Marsha Blackburn, Trump true, Tennessee first. Paid for and authorized by Marsha for Governor, Treasurer Glenn Jacobs.
It's the George Plaster Show.
Your sports live here on 94.9 The Fan.
We are back at the putting zone, 3040 Sidco Drive here in Nashville. The World Series of Competitive Putting is going on right behind us. $65,000 in prize money up for grabs in this event.
And you can come watch.
You certainly can. You know, I was thinking we're about to be joined here in a minute by Bud Clark, who is transferred from Seton Hall to become an Ole Miss Rebel in basketball. I got a chance to do games at the old Tad Pad, the Tad Smith Coliseum. They've got a beautiful new arena. Seats about 10, 11,000. And I'm told when they're hopping, that place gets really loud. So
dude,
good for them.
Seton Hall loves their basketball. And
I'm talking about Ole Miss.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, they love their basketball too. But this guy, yeah, he averaged close to 13 points last year, one of the biggest parts of their team. And he comes in to an Ole Miss team that has a lot of transfers on it outside of him. So it's going to be, I can't wait to ask him about the chemistry that they've got going on early here in this process. And what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, so back at the station, be on the lookout because he should be calling here in a matter of seconds. This is called a rain delay stall.
Yes. George, what do you want to ask him?
I want to know if it's just simply money.
Okay.
When you transfer. Are most of the players looking at other things? Let's bring him on here. He is a transfer from Seton Hall. Nice enough to do this. Let's say hello to the newest of Ole Miss Rebels. Bud Clark is on the line with us. Bud, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for taking the time to come on with us. So I got to ask this right off the bat. So you've got a Philly, up east, New Jersey, New York, where Seton Hall was, kind of background. Has it been a little culture shock going to Oxford, Mississippi?
I mean, yes, it's been a little different, but I'm adjusting to it.
Oh, I bet there's some serious adjustment. So I wanted to have you on not only to talk about your basketball, where clearly you are a really good player. We were reading off some of your stats earlier, but the general public very seldom gets to hear from somebody who transfers from one school to another. And the public's assumption is, well, all they're doing is just going to the highest bidder. There's more to it than that, isn't there?
It definitely is more to it than that. For me, honestly, for me, it's about fit and it's about winning. And Coach Beard, he had a winning background. I wanted to be somewhere where the staff and my teammates would be able to trust me. And Coach Beard seemed to have real trust and confidence in me. And the winning background was what really attracted me. I wanted to go somewhere where I could win and I could play on the highest level and be in front of everybody in the country. And that's why I chose Ole Miss.
But if you look back, and I'm sure you did, to Chris Beard's Texas background, man, not only does he win, but they play some defense.
Defense, yes, they do.
So,
and that's what I'm going to do again this year.
Yeah, so tell me, what have you learned about your teammates so far?
That everybody comes in today. Everybody comes into practice ready to work. Nobody really cares. Nobody really has no egos. Everybody likes being around each other. Everybody's real personable. Everybody just wants to win. It don't matter how it looks. Everybody just really wants to win.
Take me through the process of the transfer. How many schools did you consider, or was it absolutely Ole Miss and nobody else?
No, I did consider a couple schools, and I definitely considered going back to Seton Hall. But ultimately, it came down to Seton Hall and Ole Miss and a few other schools. But just talks with Coach Beard and the staff. They really seemed to trust me. It really seemed to be family oriented. And they had real confidence in me. And I really just believed everything he said to me. And I know I was going to be in front of everybody in the country. I was going to be able to play against the best guards. So that's just where I wanted to be. I wanted to showcase myself and my talents in front of everybody in the country.
But everything I know about Oxford, Mississippi, and I've done games down there as a broadcaster, an incredibly friendly community, and I'm guessing you found that out pretty quick.
I definitely did. It was really quick. Everybody is nice up here. I haven't met a mean or an unfriendly person yet.
Yeah, and you won't, and that's one of the beauties of what you're getting into. So take me through this, because I'm sure this has come up in the process. The Big East isn't chopped liver. There's some great basketball being played there, as well as the SEC. What do you think the big differences are?
I think the Big East is is more physical. And I think the SEC would be more athletic guys. Everybody 1 through 5 will be athletic, but the Big East was very, very physical. You wouldn't get a lot of calls in the Big East. Maybe I might get some more calls this year in the SEC, hopefully.
Well, that goes back to the 80s when it was Georgetown and Seton Hall and St. John's and Patrick Ewing and Chris Mullins, and the history of that league. What was the most fun place to go play?
The most fun place to go play, I'll probably have to give it to UConn or Georgetown. honestly. UConn, it got super, super loud in there. Super. That was probably the loudest arena we played in last year.
So I got to ask this. As a younger broadcaster, what is now the University of Memphis, but at the time Memphis State, we got to do a couple of games from Madison Square Garden. And I thought that was as cool an environment as it gets. I've watched Big East tournaments at the Garden. The place goes nuts. Tell me what that's like.
It's actually unreal. Like, it's unreal to even it's unreal in layup lines. Like, in layup lines, it just felt like real surreal. Like, I'm literally playing on Madison Square Garden, the New York Knicks Stadium. It was really surreal, and it gets real loud in there, especially when you're playing St. John's, and that's basically the home arena. So it was just a surreal feeling, a real good feeling playing in there.
Would you go with the word there's some real electricity in that building?
Definitely, for sure.
So tell me this before I turn it over to Lewis Maddox. How much do you know about the SEC right now?
How much do I know as in terms of, I feel like I know a lot, a good amount of stuff.
Well, talk to me about it. What do you expect this to be like? Because it's definitely different than the Big East.
I expect it to be a battle every single night. I don't think it's going to be like an off night where you're playing like a bad team. I think everybody in the SEC can go. I think every team across 16 teams? I think every team is good. So every night is going to be a battle. It's going to be a fight.
Hey, bud, it's Lewis Maddox. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Hey, just if you had to pick one thing, talk to me a little bit about, obviously you said you considered a lot of schools, but what made Ole Miss just it? I mean, obviously it's a big decision to send yourself to a different school. So what made Ole Miss it for you?
I felt like I wanted to be somewhere where I could really trust the coaching staff. And I feel like me talking to Coach Beard and him coming to Philly to see me, that really meant a lot. I feel like I could really trust him, and I really felt like everything he said was real. Like, he was just being honest and straight up with me.
Love it. And you just mentioned Philly, and obviously that's a big part of where you're from too. And, obviously Seton Hall and East Coast and all that, but talk about Philly a little bit and that environment and how it kind of shaped your play today.
Hold on. Can I butt into that one?
Sure.
And Bud, one of the real thrills I ever got was to broadcast a game from the Palestra. Did you ever get to play there?
I actually was just about to talk about that too. I definitely did. I got to play there 2 times in the Final Four because I played in the PCL. I went to West Catholic High School. So playing there, just like, that's kind of unreal too. Like, it's a surreal feeling playing there too. It's one of the best environments I'd say in the country for high school basketball. So I played there when my 11th grade year and my 12th grade year. I played there in the Final Four. I lost both of the games, unfortunately, but that was just like a great feeling. I feel like playing in there gets you ready for college and playing in front of all them people. So I feel like that's just good to have that going into college, going into your freshman year, honestly. But growing up from Philly, I feel like all Philly players are like, they're hard working and nitty gritty, and we just carry like a chip on your shoulder. I carried a chip on my shoulder my whole life. I tend to always be the smallest on the floor, but I still always think I'm the best on the court no matter what. So I just carry a type of swag on my shoulder every time I play.
And on top of that, I mean, you've been around college basketball for some time, and you're getting to a point where you might have some dudes that you're playing with at Ole Miss that are, a couple of years younger than you or younger than you. Do you see yourself as a leader on this team? And have you, talk about how you go about leading? Because, I mean, a point guard's got to be a leader, right?
Right. I mean, I see myself as a leader as soon as I touched the basketball when I was 4 years old. So I've been a leader on every single team I played for. And this is one of my first times being one of the oldest guys on the team. So I feel like I really have to set an example for some of the younger guys. Show some of the younger guys the ways of being in college, and just take some of the younger guys under my wing, honestly, and just lead by example.
Yeah, and you mentioned chemistry just a minute ago when with one of George's questions, but can you dive a little deeper into that? Because obviously there's a lot more transfers on this team. So, you and those other guys coming into a new situation, what's it been like? Do you guys just gel instantly, or does it take some time to, make these guys into your friends?
I think all the guys, we just gel instantly. Everybody has a real good personality on the team. I feel like sometimes it starts off the court. We're all close off the court. We get together sometimes to go out to eat, or we just do activities as a team. So I feel like everybody is real personable. Everybody gets along, talk to each other. So I think that's going to take us a long way.
Hey, last thing from me, Bud, and we appreciate you being on, but you've had success in every stop in your career from high school all the way up until this point. What allows you to continue to elevate your game and take those next steps and still be successful at higher levels?
Just keep putting the work in, holding myself accountable, and just carrying a chip on my shoulder everywhere I go, no matter where it is. And I feel like that takes me a long way, and I don't think that's going to stop now. I still look to win everywhere I go. That's the main thing. I feel like I've been a winner in every situation I've been in, so I look to continue that at Ole Miss.
So I got to ask one last thing before we let you go, and it goes back to Philly. I loved your answer about the Palestra. Are you old enough to have ever been in the Spectrum?
No, I don't think I'm old enough for that.
Wow, that's scary. The Spectrum was the 76ers' old home when Dr. J played. It was the site of the 1981 NCAA Final Four, the night President Reagan was shot. And there's a story behind all this that I'll do later. But, Bud, that scares me when you say you're too young to have been in there. I'm old as it is, but you just made me feel even older.
You're not old, my guy.
Hey, Bud, he is old, but I'm not. I just graduated college, so I don't know what he's talking about either. But I just wanted to say last thing, please take it easy on my Volunteers this season.
I don't know if I could do that.
Absolutely not. It's not what he's getting paid to do.
Just a fun poke.
Bud, you were nice to come on here and talk a little bit with us. Best of luck to you, and keep that chip on your shoulder because it'll work well for you.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all for having me.
Bud Clark, he's the newest of Ole Miss Rebels by way of Seton Hall, and before that, Merrimack. And we thank him for joining us. So I think we learned a little bit that it's not just flat out money, but it's fit.
No, I think any self-respecting person that going through a process like that, and I do think that, some guys will come across as they are just looking for a paycheck. And I think that that's happened multiple times, and that is the case at times. But, a guy like Bud, he seemed like a great dude. And, think about if you were in that situation, you want to go somewhere where it's going to be a great fit. You don't want to go somewhere that you're going to hate for the next year.
But you think about where he's been. Grew up in Philly, then, New York, New Jersey by way of Seton Hall, and then to Oxford, Mississippi. That's a culture shock.
Yeah, it is. And I think that shows even further that he was really looking for the perfect fit for him, where he wanted to go and play for coaches and with players that he wants to play with. And he went a long way from home to do it. So I wish him the best of luck.
So after the break, I'm going to tell you a little bit about a trip to Philadelphia and what a hardcore sports fan would look for. This is the George Plaster Show.
When I got my first car, my dad told me, keep the gas tank full and my number on speed dial. Now parents are telling their kids, save 615-242-9000 just in case. I'm Blair Durham. If you or someone you love is in a wreck, call us. We're here to get you the money you deserve.
Baseball is just like music. You don't believe me? Let me show you. It's jazz, improvised and unpredictable. It's rock. The crowd explodes like a guitar through a wall of amps. It's rap, fast, sharp, all rhythm and timing. It's country, nothing but 3 outs and the truth. Do you believe me now? Look, no matter what music you're into, the hardest track in town, Nashville Sounds Baseball. Welcome to Hit City.
Sports and Social at Green Hills Mall is the new home for our Football Night in Nashville promotion. Their food is terrific. Their TV setup looks like a racing sports book in Vegas. And if you're a sports fan, you can't beat it. Starting September the 4th, we'll broadcast from Sports and Social every Thursday night. There's Pop-A-Shot, great football, and the chance to win a beautiful Mikey's Motors golf cart. See you at Sports and Social in Green Hills Mall.
Clarksville, get ready. Because when the doors open at F&M Bank Arena, the noise rises.
At the Nashville Cats.
The walls shake. And the Cats take control. Fast plays. Big hits. Non-stop arena football. Get in the den. Get your season tickets now.
You've heard me talk about the putting zone. Well, guess what? It's now open, and it offers a revolutionary indoor golf experience featuring state-of-the-art putting surfaces designed to replicate real-world course conditions. It allows players of all skill levels to practice, compete in tournaments, and connect year-round. Go by and see them at 3040 Sidco Drive and tell them Plaz sent you.
Liberals don't get it, but it's pretty obvious. Their policies are messed up. That's why pro-Trump conservative Johnny Garrett spearheaded legislation banning men from playing girl sports. Garrett's a married father of 3 and endorsed by Riley Gaines. Garrett will protect girl sports and stop the radical left pushing sex changes for minors. We need more Tennessee in D.C., and Trump needs an ally. Vote conservative Johnny Garrett for Congress.
I'm Johnny Garrett, and I approve this message.
In Nashville, and that's what he'll do in Congress. No to biological boys playing girl sports. No to communist China buying our farmland. And no to criminal illegals invading our state. Because with Johnny Garrett, what you see is what you get. It's time to bring more Tennessee to D.C. Send Trump conservative Johnny Garrett to Congress.
I'm Johnny Garrett, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Johnny Garrett for Congress.
ESPN Radio lives here. Your sports live here on ESPN 94.9 The Fan.
We are back at the putting zone, 3040 Sidco Drive. The TV was on, and apparently we're under a flash flood warning until 6:30, and I went to the radar a few minutes ago. I was like, what's the problem? And I'm about to show you what the radar is showing. That is sort of what's coming. So beware.
It's close.
Yeah. Okay. You ever been to Philly? No, I did not. Never been to the Polo Grounds. Yes, I may be old, but that was a cheap shot.
For the radio listeners, what are we talking about?
Well, George, didn't you call baseball games at the Polo Grounds? Good Lord. I was not old enough to ever see the Polo Grounds. So let's go back to the important question here. Have you ever been to Philly?
Have I ever been to Philly?
Yeah.
I have not. No.
Okay, so I've taken 2 trips to Philly that were both with sports teams. And I'm going to tell you about it here in just a second. So the first trip was, I want to say 1985 with Vanderbilt's basketball team. And we played the Penn Quakers, University of Pennsylvania, in the Palestra. First of all, Coach Newton takes me that morning walking through the city over to Franklin Field. Does that mean anything to you?
Franklin Field?
Franklin Field.
No.
It still exists. It was the site of the 1960 NFL championship game.
Okay. Former home of the Eagles?
Yes.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, years ago, that would be 2 stadiums ago.
Oh, wow.
Lincoln Financial now.
I love Lincoln Financial.
The Vet, and before that, Franklin Field. Anyway, that was pretty cool to go over there. He and I both enjoyed that. The Palestra. The Palestra is this great old building, kind of a Hoosiers kind of deal in Philly. And over the years, teams like Villanova and Temple and St. Joe's, I know I'm missing a couple, and maybe some people will help me, because as I sit here and I'm trying to think of the big 5, it's not coming through the way it should. Villanova, Penn, St. Joe's, LaSalle, and I'm missing one. They used to have a big tournament amongst themselves, the Big 5 in Philly. It's one of the great old basketball gyms. Now to the Spectrum. You ready for this one?
I'm ready.
So on a Titans preseason game, and I want to say this would have been 2001, I get over to the Vet, which is this cookie cutter artificial turf that basically was a bunch of concrete underneath artificial turf. Players hated the place.
Carpet on concrete.
Say it again.
Carpet on concrete.
Thank you.
It's not fun to walk on. Definitely not fun to play on.
Right. So I decide that in Philly, the Vet, the Spectrum, and the Wachovia Center are all in a straight line that you could basically walk over to. Okay, Villanova, Temple, St. Joe's, Penn, and LaSalle. Thank you to the listener. Those were the big 5. Anyway, I want to get in the Spectrum. The Spectrum was the site of the iconic shot that Dr. J made underneath the basket against the Lakers.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That happened at the Spectrum. I mentioned earlier the night President Reagan was shot on that Monday night of the NCAA championship game in 81 between Indiana and North Carolina. And the truth of it is, back then they played a consolation game. And in the middle of the consolation game, they've got no clue whether they're going to play the title game. The president is in surgery. To be honest, it didn't look all that good at the time. And there was serious consideration that the game wouldn't get played. The Spectrum is also the site of a Muhammad Ali heavyweight title fight. I don't remember against who. Anyway, I wanted to see the Spectrum. And the problem is, it appears the place is shut. Now, it's still open at that point, but it was locked.
Right.
I knock on the door, and a guy comes and answers. And I said, I'm such and such, and I'm calling the Titans preseason game tonight against Philly. You got to let me in to see this place. And bless that guy's heart, he bought it.
Nice.
He took me through the bowels of the Spectrum.
Are you serious?
Oh, it was
Got a full stadium
oh
arena tour?
my goodness. It was
How about that?
unbelievable. Some people could care less about that kind of thing. For me,
Oh, I love it.
it was really cool. I would say of all the indoor venues, the biggest thrill for me was Madison Square Garden. Getting to call 2 games there when I was at Memphis State was unbelievably cool. Getting to see the Spectrum was cool. I'll give you one kind of out of nowhere that to me, the minute I walked in, I was like, oh my God, Hoosiers could have been done here. Southern Illinois University, their gym. Did a Western Kentucky game there, and I was like, oh my God, this could be Hoosiers.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I get into old gyms, old ballparks, historic kind of stuff that may bore the hell out of all of you, but just fascinated me. What are you trying to pull up there?
The Banterra Center.
What is that?
Southern
Oh,
Illinois
wow.
Arena?
Is that what they call it?
I guess so.
Okay, you're about to put a picture of it.
No, they won't see it, but we're seeing it.
We're seeing it.
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously this is a conversation that wouldn't go on in football season. Couple of places that for you are iconic.
I mean, you got to go Neyland Stadium.
Yep.
That was the joy of my life to be able to be in that booth and operate out of there. And while I was with the Vol Network for the past year, and I'd say that's definitely tops on my list of working venues that I've been in.
Do you know the story of those booths?
No.
Apparently John Ward was given sort of, I don't know if you'd call it the assignment or the honor of sort of picking out exactly how they would do their press box.
Well, he did a good job. I mean, it's pretty fantastic up there. You feel like you're hanging off the side of a cliff while you're sitting in one of those rooms, and it's just floor to ceiling, windows, and it's fantastic. There's not a better view. And I've been to plenty of Tennessee games as a spectator, but there's not a better view than sitting up there. You gotta be working, but it's so worth it. Been to Yankee Stadium. That was pretty cool to see.
The new one sucks.
Talk about the
The
old
new
one.
one. I never went to the old one. The new one sucks. It feels like a museum.
And that's the only MLB stadium I've ever been to.
You're kidding.
I've been to one MLB game.
Oh my God.
My whole life. That was in 2015.
You haven't lived.
I feel like I've told you that before. You're supposed to be taking me to a Braves game.
Now that'll happen.
I've never been to a Braves game.
So iconic. Rupp Arena. I am 0 for 8 or 9 at Rupp. My team never won. But you always felt like you were in the big time when you were at Rupp Arena.
Rupp just, it's capacity wise, it's not any bigger than any other SEC stadium or that you'll go to.
Rupp?
But seat wise,
23,000. Yeah, it is.
Tennessee's 22.
Okay,
It's not that much.
But those are the only two.
Well, that's my point. It just feels so much bigger than what it is.
Oh,
it feels bigger.
Yeah.
Thompson Bowling or Food City Center now, it's 22,000, I believe, which is right. 1,000 at that scale doesn't make a whole lot of difference. But when it just looks so much bigger, if you're at the top row of Rupp Arena and the top row of Thompson Bowling Arena,
you're up there.
They're two completely different views, and Rupp Arena just feels like. Just like kind of like Neyland Stadium. It feels like you're sitting on the side of a mountain and looking down. It's insane.
So the first time I ever went to Rupp, I was in college, and a classmate of mine from high school was going to Kentucky, and so he took me up to a game. And I had no clue at the time what was coming. Alabama blew out a Sam Bowie team. And little did I know the coach of the winning team was 3 years later going to become like a second dad. C.M. Newton.
There you go.
Places that I have not been that I really would like to go to. I have not been to Assembly Hall in Indiana, and that is one I am dying to go to. There is so much history in that gym. Bobby Knight, national title teams, the undefeated 76 Hoosiers. Purdue is another one. Mackey Arena.
Yeah.
That's a place.
That's cool. That's a cool place.
That's a place I haven't gotten to go to. I pulled the same stunt at Allen Fieldhouse.
Yep. Kansas.
We played Kansas in football in 1984, and I talked my way into the gym.
Got a little tour? Let me tell you. I'll give you one that is kind of on my list of places that I haven't been. I've never even seen a game at Memorial Gym, but I've always heard that it's so cool. I love any court with the elevated floor, the way that Vanderbilt's gym is built. I've never been in there.
Wow. Visiting coaches hate it.
Yeah,
they feel
I don't
like
that
they're
part.
at a big disadvantage. I don't know if that's true or not. I know most of them absolutely despise it. Trying to think of a couple of other places. Like I mentioned, Fog Allen is one that I would really like to do a game at. I'm doing this on the fly. I'll give you one that shocked me. The Hilton Center, I don't know what it's called now, at Iowa State. Got a chance to go up there and do a game when Jeff Hornacek was at Iowa State. Great player who could really shoot. And I had no idea what we were getting into, but those are some of the best fans in the country. They absolutely eat up that team.
State is, that's pretty well regarded as one of the biggest party schools in the country. And
I'm sure you know about that.
Well, no, I've never been, but it translates.
That's wonderful. Let me tell you what we're going to do in the 4 o'clock hour now that we're through going down memory lane. 4 o'clock hour. First thing, stat of the day. Then round 3 of Man on the Street. Who's going to win the World Cup? Then we're going to give you a little bit of a preview of what's coming next week from SEC Football Media Days in Tampa. You're going to love what you're going to hear. Then we're going to open the phones at 4:20, see where you all want to go. Stick around. 4 o'clock is coming on the George Plaster Show.
The director is back. Hello again, everybody. It's the George Plaster Show. Hope you'll join me, Kelly Holcomb, and Billy Derrick Monday through Friday on 94.9 The Fan from 3 to 5 p.m. Talk sports with the Plaz. The George Plaster Show. Weekday afternoons at 3 on 94.9 The Fan and the Game Nashville Sports Network.
Willie Donick here for Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. My friends at Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville have amazing special deals right now, and they're just in time to replace those old drafty windows. I endorse Pella because they are the highest quality windows and doors, the most trusted brand, and they improve the value of your home over all the others. So go with the experts at Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. Visit PellaNashville.com for more information.
The weather is getting warmer and the action is heating up at the Circa Sportsbook at the Mint Gaming Hall, Kentucky Downs. Feel the rush of every play in the largest sportsbook in Kentucky. From basketball, baseball, soccer, and more, catch it all on an 80-foot screen, stadium-style seating. Download the Circa Sports Kentucky mobile app today and start betting like a pro anywhere in Kentucky. Don't miss a game at the largest sportsbook in Kentucky, Circa Sports at the Mint Gaming Hall, Kentucky Downs.
My obstructive hypertrophic cardiomyopathy kept me from baseball games with my boys. The stairs were too much. With Camzyos, my symptoms have improved and I can be more active again. Camzyos is a cardiac myosin inhibitor, the first in its class to treat adults with symptomatic OHCM. Camzyos may improve your symptoms and ability to be active. And it reduced obstruction in the heart 4 times more.
In a 30-week study, Camzyos, mavacamten, reduced post-exercise obstruction on average 47 units of pressure versus 10 with placebo. Results may vary. Camzyos may cause serious side effects, including heart failure that can lead to death, a risk that's increased with serious infection, irregular heartbeat, or with certain other medicines. Do not stop, start, or change medicines or dose without telling your doctor. You must have echocardiograms before and during treatment. Seek help for new or worsening heart failure symptoms. Camzyos is only available through a restricted program. Before taking, tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and current or planned pregnancy, as Camzyos may harm your unborn baby.
Visit Camzyos.com or call 1-855-CAMZYOS. Actor Portrayal.
Busy Bee HVAC is helping local students start the school year strong. Starting today through the beginning of August, bring in back-to-school supplies and receive a $50 off coupon toward any Busy Bee HVAC service. Drop items at the Busy Bee shop anytime or join them for the final collection weekend, August 1st and 2nd from 10 a.m. to noon at the Mount Juliet Chamber of Commerce. Look for the Bee Buggy and Community Truck and help fill it for local kids.
Call 775-7833.
Get ready for one of the biggest race weekends of the summer at Duck River Raceway Park. Friday and Saturday, July 17th and 18th, the Southern Dirt Factory Stock and Street Stock Series take over Nashville's closest dirt track, just minutes from Henry Horton State Park. Friday features 365 super late models racing for $2,000 to win, plus factory stock and street stock heat races. Then Saturday, the main events are on with $3,000 to win in factory stock and $5,000 to win in street stock. Don't miss it.
I'm Emmitt Smith. Pro football and fatherhood have taught me you need the right equipment for what life throws your way, including an opioid emergency. I've lost teammates and loved ones to opioid poisoning. It's the leading cause of accidental death in the U.S. But now I have the power to save a life, and so do you. Lay, spray, stay. 3 words to help save someone in need. Lay the person on their back. Use Narcan nasal spray as directed to reverse the effects of an opioid emergency. Dial 911 and stay with them until emergency help arrives. Continue to administer additional doses as needed. An opioid poisoning can happen to anyone, anywhere, anytime. So learn the signs and symptoms of an opioid emergency and always be ready to rescue. Learn more at readytorescue.com.
This message brought to you by The Game Nashville and Cromwell Media.
Your sports live here. WBUZ HD3 Laverne. We are the Game Nashville Sports Network. ESPN 94.9. The Fan.
It's the George Plaster Show. Your sports live here on 94.9 The Fan.
When I got my first car, my dad told me, keep the gas tank full.
Hour number 2 of the George Plaster Show, as always, starting out with the Apple Collision Center's stat of the day. George, you ready for it?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, well, let's
no
see.
Kelly, no help.
Yeah,
solo.
it's just you.
Let's do it.
And, sometimes when I start this, Connor is the one that makes these graphics. I try not to look at the answer, so I can kind of quit, but I saw the one today.
Okay. Do you think I'll get it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Let's go.
Which MLB player has the most career Grand Slams?
Oh, Lord. Career Grand Slams. Oh, I ought to know it. I want to say the actual number is around 23, and I don't have a clue. Not a clue.
You're right in the ballpark.
Okay.
Of the number.
What the heck? Let's go Tony Perez.
Okay. We've got Lou Gehrig in the comments. Let's see the answer. Alex Rodriguez with 25.
A-Fraud has 25.
Lou Gehrig has 23. Manny Ramirez with 21. Those are 1, 2, 3 on the record list.
Manny World.
Yeah.
Wow. Great question.
What'd you call him?
A fraud?
I like that.
Yeah.
It's valid.
Yeah. Okay, so here are things I have learned. We're indoors, as you can imagine, at the putting zone, 3040 Sidco Drive. And so it's hard to tell what's going on outside, except that there's a TV over to the left, and it did one of those.
Don't do it again.
And it said flash flood warning. And I was like, oh, come on.
Did it say Tennessee?
No, it didn't. It didn't. Thank God. This
God.
guy knew how to say Tennessee and say it proudly. But I now know why they issued that warning. The bottom has fallen out over here near 100 Oaks. If you're wondering what we're doing, the folks in the background are competing for $65,000 in prize money. The World Series of Competitive Putting has come to the putting zone. Now, if you think that's good money, and it is, consider this. Sunday afternoon, 2 o'clock Nashville time, either Argentina or Spain, their team is going to collect over $50 million for winning the World Cup. I cannot tell you how many people I've talked to who have said, I don't know the first damn thing about soccer, but I've really gotten into it. And you know what? I'm one of those people. I'm going to a World Cup party Sunday, and I never would have thought this. So with that in mind.
Where was the invite?
I can't say that. And you're not invited.
Whatever, man.
And Kelly sure as heck isn't invited. But we sent out the interns. Did you like my 3 blind mice earlier?
Yeah,
Cameron Trail, right. Clay Tillman.
No, I didn't like it. Those are my friends.
Henry Sellers. Oh, please. Anyway, we sent them out for a 3rd edition of Man on the Street. Here goes.
Clay Tillman with the George Plaster Show, and we are here at the Green Hills Mall asking people who they're pulling for in the World Cup Finals. Let's go. Who is your team to win the World Cup this season?
So this season, I originally went into the World Cup expecting, I had Mexico. Obviously, that didn't turn out as I hoped to, but that was really sad to see them get eliminated.
Yeah, so Argentina and Spain are in the finals. Argentina has Messi. Who do you think is going to win the finals this year?
I mean, Argentina has everything going for them. You got Messi, obviously this being his last World Cup. I mean, he's going to give everything he's got, no doubt about it. So, I mean, and on the other hand, you got Spain, really talented young players. But I think at the end of the day, it's going to be Argentina on top that will win it all.
Probably England, probably.
They're actually out, man.
But they are?
They lost to Argentina yesterday.
Oh.
Okay, so now that Argentina and Spain are in the finals, who do you have winning now?
I got Spain. Spain.
Why do you say that?
I like Yamel. I like the younger. They feel like they're younger and faster and quicker. And I think coaching a little better. Argentina's kind of been struggling a lot this year. A lot of smaller teams, not smaller, but teams they should have been struggling with. And I don't think they could do that with Spain this year.
Even with Messi?
Nah, Messi, he can't do it all, man. He can't do it all.
Argentina. I had them back at the last World Cup, and I cried when Messi won. So I'm going to back them again.
So, yeah, I think it's his last World Cup. What do you think about that?
Well, I cried last time, so I'm probably going to cry again for different reasons.
So do you think Spain has a chance against Argentina?
Yeah, I mean, I think, Lamine and Messi is, a very, cinematic ending. So I think they have a chance.
I would go with Spain.
Okay. Spain, why do you say that?
They've got a really strong team, altogether. Just their defense is solid.
So with Messi being his last year, do you think they have a chance to win it all?
Maybe, but I feel like they're kind of the underdogs in this one.
I have watched some really good games, but I don't know the first thing about soccer. But it's been fun. It's been fun.
Sweet. And who do you think is going to win between Argentina and Spain in the World Cup Finals?
So I'm totally pulling for Argentina because this is Messi's last year. So I'd like to see them win just for him.
I'm about to answer that question. This is a plaster bet of the day, so you make sure that you have that on the record on Monday.
Okay. I'll make
the
sure.
The winner of the World Cup is Argentina. Now, here's what's a little surprising. Argentina, there's two ways to bet in soccer. I didn't know this until recently. A friend of mine told me. So you can bet very similar to a baseball line, and that's a much closer line as to who wins. But if you bet, for instance, Argentina in regulation, let's say you put $100 up. If you play Argentina to win in regulation, you get back $255. That's the play.
Wow.
That is the play. That is
definitely the play. George, have you seen this picture? Do you know what you're looking at right now? It was
no idea.
It was in the Man on the Street, and I can't pull it up right this second.
Okay,
but you see that?
There. Yeah.
That is a picture of Messi bathing Lamine Yamal, who plays for Spain as an infant.
That's
it was
pretty cool.
I don't know what it was. If he was like baptizing him or something, or like a they won some type of
whatever
competition.
it is.
It was like some promotional event, but that's how long Messi's been Messi.
Now
pretty crazy.
Now let's get to football.
Okay, let's do it.
I have no idea why the SEC is putting football media days in Tampa, but that's another story. So speaking of stories, there are going to be some amazing storylines that come out of there. Think about stuff like, why did Kalen DeBoer get a contract extension? Has he really earned it?
No, he hadn't done anything, and it's got to be just to strengthen his position when it comes to, shaking hands and kissing babies on the recruiting trail. Right?
Here's another one. Is Tennessee really going to play a true freshman at opening kickoff of the 2026 season?
I think the bigger question is, do they start a true freshman at nighttime in Bobby Dodd Stadium in their first big test?
A place I've done a few games.
I know you have.
Here's a third question. Is Vandy going with Jared Curtis or Blaze?
That's a tough.
More people are telling me Blaze.
Me too, and that's so surprising to me because when they got that guy, the whole story every day was just Jared Curtis is going to Vanderbilt. It's over. He'll be the quarterback for at least the next 3 years if they can pay him enough and he plays well enough. Obviously, all that stuff. But he's going to be the guy right off the bat. And I didn't even know that this other guy existed, George, Blaze. But you probably follow it closer than I do. But, yeah, everybody that we talk to now associated and has some intel into that Vanderbilt football program, they seem to be leaning more towards him over Jared.
Yeah. So we've given you three of the storylines. There are obviously more. Kentucky has a new football coach who seems to have energized the Lexington community. But let's face it, there is a Hatfield and McCoy's coming up in Tampa. It's called Ole Miss and LSU. It's a pissing match between Lane Kiffin and the Ole Miss administration, or is it Pete Golding and Lane Kiffin? Whatever the case, there's bad blood. And earlier today, just kind of in passing, Lewis Maddox asked a very good Baton Rouge, Louisiana sports talk show host and a good friend of mine, Matt Moscona, this question: will Lane Kiffin get a worse reception in Oxford or in Knoxville? Listen to this answer.
And where do you think he's going to be the most unwelcome? You go to Ole Miss in week 3, you go to Tennessee farther towards the end of the season. Where do you think Lane's the most unwelcome?
Knoxville is going to feel like Nirvana compared to Oxford. I mean, those people. Listen, the most animus I have ever seen at a football game ever, and I've been to a lot of them over a lot of years as a fan, as a media member, at all levels. In 2008, when Nick Saban came back to Baton Rouge for the first time, it was just anger. It was vitriol. Nick didn't leave LSU for Bama. Nick left to go to the Dolphins, and then 2 years later came back into the league. This is, hey man, like 8 months after he left during a playoff run, the greatest season they've ever had at Ole Miss. He leaves for the team they hate the most. And now he's got to go back there? No, man. That is going to be, I'll tell you guys, like, I've really waffled as to whether or not I even want to go. Seriously, because, I think people in Oxford's a beautiful town. I don't know if you've ever been. Beautiful town, wonderful people. Great university, all the stuff. But every fan base has their element, right? And this might be the situation where that element takes it to a level like of, you don't want to say it, but like the idiot from Alabama who poisoned the trees, right? Like you hope it doesn't come to something like that, and it can be tenacious and all those things, but hopefully not dangerous. But, Lewis, you brought up Tennessee. I mean, look, they were throwing golf balls and ketchup bottles and stuff at Lane Kiffin. And it's, on one hand, it's funny. On the other hand, you hit a man in the head with a golf ball from the top of a stadium, like, it's dangerous. So my hope is that it doesn't rise to that level, that it's a great environment, that people are excited. We have a great football game on September the 19th. But yeah, man, Lane Kiffin, that's hard. It's really hard to find words to describe what I think that's going to be like.
Nice music. Very nice.
My mom doesn't like it.
Well, she can get over it because that's a 40-year brand.
Mom.
Sorry, Mom.
That's what I told her.
Yeah. Tell her to deal with it.
Love you.
So, to me, and I wonder if this ends up happening, when Lane Kiffin and Pete Golding go to their respective microphones when it's time for them to talk, the only way to get around it is basically for Lane Kiffin to say, don't ask me any questions about Ole Miss. And for Golding to say, don't ask me any questions about LSU. I'm not answering them. If they allow an open forum, oh my goodness.
It's going to get interesting. And if that happens, which I don't foresee it happening, we'll find some way to get that on the air. But no, I don't think there's any bad blood with Lane Kiffin and Pete Golding. Because,
I do think so.
Do you really?
Yes. I don't think there was. I don't think there was to start. Do I think there is now? Heck yeah.
I think that Pete Golding is, in a way, indebted to Lane because
I'm sure he is.
If you don't know, Lane brought Pete over from Alabama to Ole Miss, who, he was just some type of assistant at Alabama, but brought him over to be the defensive coordinator for the Rebels and kind of jump-started his career a little bit. And now you see he's the head coach at Ole Miss. So to me, it's like, how can you have that? And why? And now Lane leaving is kind of the reason you're in this situation. So why do you think that there's bad blood there?
Because it spreads throughout the building. Ole Miss is obsessed right now with LSU. LSU may or may not be, but they will be come week 3. Listen to this schedule for LSU. In the first 3 weeks of the season, they open in what should be the college game of the day in the first week at home in Tiger Stadium against the Clemson Tigers.
At night.
Whew. That's awesome.
Nighttime Death Valley.
And then in week 3, they go to Ole Miss. Man, that's pretty tough stuff early.
Yeah. And then towards the end, they go Alabama, Texas, Tennessee all in a row, too. So,
wait a minute. LSU does?
Yeah.
Say that. Alabama,
Texas, or Alabama, Tennessee, Texas. Those 3 in a row, though. Don't know the exact order. I know Alabama starts it, though.
I've always had the theory that if you get inside the SEC 3 tough games in a row inside the conference,
you're lucky to win 2.
You're not likely to win all 3.
No.
Very difficult.
We were talking about cool stadiums in the 3 o'clock hour towards the end.
Tiger Stadium at night's the best I've been.
Yes. Obviously, I think Tiger Stadium at night is the best. Tiger Stadium overall is not the best.
Daytime's not even close.
Right. Give me kneeling all day.
Well, yeah, I mean, but there's also a tad bit of bias there, and there's also you've never been to Kyle Field.
No, I haven't. But that you got to take into account the history and all that too. Kyle Field's 15 years old the way it stands today. Johnny Manziel, the house that Johnny built is what that's known as. No, Kyle Field is not 15 years old.
Right.
But the way Kyle Field looks now, and pretty much Kyle Field of today, is 15 years old.
Okay.
14 years old.
I'm not buying it, but fine. That's
what you
want to go with.
It looked like a high school stadium before Johnny Manziel got there.
No, it never did.
Not a high school stadium.
You're wrong about that.
Not a high school. Okay, I misspoke there.
It's 110,000 for God's sakes.
It wasn't then, was it?
No.
No, you could see.
No, but Neyland Stadium was one
outside.
When I was growing up, was a 64,000 seat stadium.
Right, but Kyle Field was
Bryant
Denny
than that. In the 80s was a dump.
Yeah,
and now is a palace.
Bryant Denny is pretty now. Give me Neyland though.
Okay, let's go to the phones. We're going to take a break. I've got 4 lines that are open, and I know you can't be outside doing yard work or playing golf because last I checked, it's pouring. So I'm looking for 4 red-blooded Americans who have strong opinions about something. 615-759-9949. Again, 615-759-9949. I'm told the phones are working. I want you to hit them now on the George Plaster Show.
When I got my first car, my dad told me, keep the gas tank full and my number on speed dial. Now parents are telling their kids, save 615-242-9000 just in case. I'm Blair Durham. If you or someone you love is in a wreck, call us. We're here to get you the money you deserve.
Venture Express has been helping people in this area for more than 40 years. They're headquartered in Murfreesboro with over 30 years of dedicated fleets involving production, manufacturing, and corrugated experiences. They're an asset-based company with over 700 tractors, 4,000 trailers, and 800 drivers. If you need their help, dial them up 615-793-9500 or log on to ventureexpress.com. You've heard me talk about the putting zone. Well, guess what? It's now open, and it offers a revolutionary indoor golf experience featuring state-of-the-art putting surfaces designed to replicate real-world course conditions. It allows players of all skill levels to practice, compete in tournaments, and connect year-round. Go by and see them at 3040 Sidco Drive and tell them Plaz sent you. Are you looking for expert medical care in Nashville without leaving your home? Medical House Calls brings concierge-level health care directly to your door. Whether you need urgent attention, ongoing primary care, revitalizing IV therapy, or medically guided weight loss, our experienced providers are just a phone call away. at 615-838-2375 or go online, medicalhousecalls.com. It's easy to say good things about the folks at Strike and Spare Family Fun Centers. Number one, I trust them with something that's near and dear to me, the Plaster and Friends Celebrity Bowling Night. But more importantly, I see the fun people have. They enjoy the bowling, they enjoy the camaraderie, and you will too. Come by any of their locations and get ready to have some fun. Celebrity Bowling Night.
ESPN Radio lives here. Your sports live here on ESPN 94.9 The Fan.
Okay, we are back here on what has turned into a rainy Friday afternoon in Nashville from the putting zone at 3040 Sidco Drive, where the World Series of competitive putting is going on right now. $65,000 in prize money is at stake.
Nothing to shake your nose at.
No, not at all. Now, let me do this. I'm disappointed. We got one caller on the line. I am looking for 3 more red-blooded Americans who want to take a leadership position and want to talk some sports. We need you and we want you. 615-759-9949. Leadership role. Want 3 of you. Let's see if we can do it. Tony in Nolansville, get us started.
Hello, George, and this red-blooded American's always glad to take a leadership role on this show. You better believe that.
Beautiful.
I'm actually sitting in Tyner, Kentucky, my wife's homestead place, a 1852 home that was built, obviously, before the Civil War on 655 acres. This is beautiful.
Let me tell you real quick, Tony. My house my parents' house in Columbia is 1844. So I can kind of picture what you're sitting in right now, man.
Don't act like you own that thing.
No, I don't own it. That's why I said my parents' house.
Yeah, well, you were coming close.
Give me a break.
Guys, y'all talking about stadiums and stuff. I've been to every SEC stadium except for Texas A&M and Oklahoma's and Texas. Those 3 I have not been to yet since we had it, Oklahoma and Texas. But I was sitting here thinking when y'all were talking about that, George, we've seen a lot of great games and victories in right there in Nashville, Dudley Field. Memorable games, some wins, some losses. But I want y'all to know, guys, I've been so blessed when I married my first wife, they were involved in the Auburn program, the car dealership program. And through them, I got to see Auburn. Think of these games, guys. I got to see the Tornado Bowl, or the Tornado game of the Iron Bowl in 1985, I believe it was, maybe 1988. Tornado come over Birmingham.
Pat Dye.
Is that at Legion Field?
Right. That was at Legion Field. I was at the first time ever 1989 game when Alabama played on the Plains. It was unbelievable. I could go in detail. The tickets sold out way in advance, obviously. The stadium was opened up 3 hours early. People were in their seats going crazy 3 hours before the game even started. Program sold out by 8 hours beforehand. It was crazy. It was unbelievable. And another game that I was fortunate to go to on my birthday, my father-in-law and I went, was the earthquake game, if y'all recall, down at LSU in 1988 when Auburn and LSU played. And Tommy Hobson throwed a touchdown pass to, I believe, God, I want to say Alexander or somebody on third or fourth down, and they ended up beating Auburn 7-6. And when they scored their touchdown, it was actually registered on the scale that it was called the earthquake game.
The Richter scale.
I thought, the Richter scale. And I thought, this is unbelievable when you stop and think of all these venues you've been to and seeing a lot of these games in these beautiful stadiums. I mean, it's epic. It's priceless. And to be able to experience a lot of that, and now with the football season coming up, I think we're ready to see another epic season. As far as quarterbacks goes, there's a lot of controversy and a lot of talk. Speaking of Vanderbilt, George, let me ask y'all this question. Do you think the young man coming in, I just lost his name.
Jared Curtis.
Jared Curtis. Do you think somewhere along the way he has gone to Clarkley and said, I want to learn as much as I can, and if it's me sitting on the bench a while and not starting and see what goes on, I'm willing to do that. Do y'all think he has possibly come across and said that, or is he, like all 19-year-olds, got that ego as I want to be a starter, I want to play now?
My answer is not a snowball's chance in hell he's done that. This is a kid that is supremely confident with a rocket for an arm. I'm looking forward to hearing if Clark Lee says, hey, let's pump the brakes, or if he says, hey, he's going to start opening day. I don't know what we're going to get, but I'm interested to hear it.
I think that there could be maybe a chance that something like that has happened, because he seems like a really smart guy. And, the thing is in today's college game is that, yeah, George, the 18, 19-year-old 5-star quarterback is going to come in and demand to play immediately. But don't you think that the smart way to do it, if he doesn't think that he's got a lot of confidence, but if he wants to really get comfortable, like, wouldn't it be a smart thing to maybe go that direction?
I don't think in a million years that's happened.
I don't think it has either, but I think it'd be smart.
In their first 3 games, opening with Austin Peay, my Governors, I hope they represent themselves well, but that would be a good game to get his feet wet in, but at the same time, it could be a good game to let him sit back and see what is going on. And then you've got, is it Delaware and then North Carolina State?
Yep.
I think by North Carolina State, he might have his feet, pretty wet as far as playing a couple of halves maybe. But I still just playing.
That's your biggest test.
Delaware State
early.
is not playing the SEC schedule. And that's where it's going to be interesting to see. I've still got reservations about him, as good as he is. Playing single-A ball and coming to the SEC is about as large of a step you can make. I don't care how good you are. So that's my take.
We'll only find it out early.
We will. Have a great weekend, guys, and stay safe.
Hey, you too. Thank you.
Yeah, that NC State game, if he does appear in that one, I mean, they've got a pretty good squad. That will be the real measuring stick for Jared Curtis if he plays in that, to see what he'll do farther down the line.
I've got one line open. I want somebody to jump in and grab that sucker at 615-759-9949. Let's go over to Murfreesboro. Luke, you are up next.
Hey, George. Hey, Lewis. How are y'all doing?
We're good.
Doing great.
Hope you are.
I'm doing good myself. It's good to see y'all at a new location, the putting zone, and I think that's just a cool opportunity with these men have winning a huge you said $65,000, George?
That's the purse, yeah.
That's what I was told, and for that I'd put my hat in the ring.
What's the entry fee?
Absolutely. I mean,
I have no idea.
If I was I was good putting myself, I would put myself in this tournament as well, but I am not. But that is just fine. I can watch it on TV, and I'll be content in that. But I wanted to talk about, since the SEC Media Days next week, and I feel like there's not a lot of talk in Auburn football. I'm not an Auburn fan myself, but they go get a new head coach in Alex Golesh. They have Byron Brown, who came from South Florida. Auburn hasn't hit on a QB in a while. I mean, Bo Nix, he transferred. He did play at Auburn, but I mean, the first one that comes to mind is really like Cam Newton. And Alex Golesh is known for developing QBs, and I'm just curious what y'all's opinion on. Does Auburn turn it around this year, or can they turn around with a new head coach, probably meaning a new offensive scheme plus a new quarterback? Like, what is y'all's opinion on Auburn this year, and where can their heights, or where's their ceiling at for this year?
Well, I think they are going to be improved. Golesh brought in the kid from South Florida that played for him.
Yeah.
Byron Brown.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, that kid can play. I think they're going to be, if I was going to pick a little bit of a dark horse to make more noise than everybody thinks, it's Auburn. Might be Auburn.
Let me tell you this. I'll tell you something about Alex Golesh. That dude is an offensive genius. He was at Tennessee, watched him very closely, was a huge fan of his. He was the offensive coordinator for that 2022 team, and then got picked up as the head coach at South Florida. But so I love Golesh as their head coach. But this Byron Brown guy, the only thing that I've seen out of Auburn, just scrolling through social media, is there were some questions early in spring ball when a video surfaced of Brown throwing, and he had like some type of hitch in his throwing motion. Like, it was just very awkward. But I will tell you this, if they can get his mechanics right, there was a picture that I saw of him and Cam Newton. They took a picture together in Jordan-Hare. He's bigger than Cam Newton. He's huge.
That's big.
He is huge.
Yeah.
He's like 6'6", 250 playing quarterback.
Holy
I don't know his
cow.
exact stats, but
They
he's
open
humongous
against Baylor in what will be anything but a neutral site game. They'll have 90% of that crowd at Mercedes-Benz. Luke, I got to run, but thank you for the call.
Thanks, George. Appreciate it.
Let's try Ryan in Brentwood next. Ryan, are you there?
Ryan hung up.
Well, shame on Ryan. He can't do that. Ryan, get back in here. Shame on you. By the way, if you've forgotten the number, Ryan, 615-759-9949. Cameron on line 4. Welcome.
How's it going, George and Lewis? How you doing?
Good.
Doing great.
Hope you are.
I had a question for all the Austin P fans out there. Last season, our starting quarterback, Chris Parsons, was quoted saying, "I'm coming back to the 2026 season. I'm ready to make a national championship run." I had a question. Is this just unrivaled confidence for the quarterback, or is this just setting them up for failure in the future? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, guys.
Yeah, by the way, we're going to try to do the show from Clarksville. We have an affiliate up there. Thanks to the folks at ESPN 104.1 who are up there. They open on Thursday, August 27th against Gardner-Webb, and we're going to try to be there. How about that?
Love it.
Yeah. Look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I really know, but I've seen this kid play. He's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with confidence, right? I think if you're commanding an offense and you're commanding a team like you have to do at the quarterback position, confidence is a part of it. Now, can you take it too far and it looks bad on you in the media afterwards or in the public eye afterwards after you say something like that and then don't perform to those standards? Sure. But I mean, confidence is confidence. You got to have it, especially at the quarterback spot.
By the way, got room for a couple more of you. So I want somebody to take a leadership role before I go to the next call at 615-759-9949. 9949. I know you're not out playing in the rain, so give us a holler.
Hey, we've got 730 of you watching on the TV stream.
On the big fella.
Somebody call. We've given you the number plenty of times.
Mike in Murfreesboro, how you doing today?
George, I'm great. How are y'all doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Lewis, you doing good?
I'm doing fantastic, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing good. George, do you think you would win in that putt-putt tournament? You think you'd compete?
I'd love to try it because it's not like, for instance, if you said, okay, long drive, I throw up my hands, it ain't happening. Long drive is a disaster.
Does
Putting,
it go straight at least?
Yeah, it does go straight. But the putting,
I can't.
I mean,
I can't do it. I'm the opposite.
I'll say this. I would love to follow one of these guys and find out what has them at the very top of the world. Because, I mean, this is not some deal where they're just from Smyrna and Humboldt. And I don't mean that as any knock at those two places, but there are people here from San Diego, from Seattle. As I mentioned earlier, I've seen a couple from Missouri. This is some big-time competition. Now, do I know anything about putting competition around the country? Of course I don't. And neither do any of you. Until 2 weeks ago, I didn't know there was a tour.
I didn't either.
Apparently there is.
I didn't either.
Yeah. So, I'd love to see, but I'm afraid I know the answer, which is might not be pretty.
And Mike, I'll tell you, it wouldn't be pretty for me either because I'm the exact opposite. Because the putting, that takes brain power and watching lines and controlling your power and all that. You go up to drive a golf ball, you just I'm putting everything into it. I'm Happy Gilmore in it.
And if you look
and it's going
behind
ways,
us,
but I can't putt.
If you look behind us, some of the holes have got some ridges. And, I mean, this isn't.
It's legit.
Yeah, this isn't chopped liver stuff.
The highlands and the lowlands.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead, Mike.
Well, I just had a quick question. I'm a Florida fan. We've been going through some tough years, but we got a new head coach, Coach Summerall. I have high hopes just as a fan, but I just want to know, what do you think Florida needs to do to get back up to where they were and to be a competitive team in the SEC in this first year?
Okay, I'll let you hear this off air.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Okay, first thing, they got to dominate the state of Florida in recruiting, because I've looked in recent years.
A lot of talent down there.
Yeah, but I haven't seen a lot of it on the offensive end at Florida. Remember Spurrier's fun and gun?
Oh yeah, they used to dice people up.
I haven't felt like that. Now, they've hired a buddy of mine, and I'm biased, in Buster Faulkner. Their new offensive coordinator came from Georgia Tech, where he did an incredible job. I thought one of the really underrated jobs in making Haynes King a Heisman Trophy candidate. Haynes King's not a very good thrower, but they really put an offense together. The other thing, Summerall's made it very clear that the lack of discipline at Florida is done. He booted some kids earlier this summer.
Did he really?
Sure did.
Hey, I'll tell you this right now. I think Florida's already done the major piece of what they need to do to get back to championship level.
They got him a coach.
Dude, I love Summerall, man. I hate it because I can't stand Florida. Really, more than anything. Alabama probably the one that I can't stand more than Florida, but they're right up there with them. But that's the dude you want leading the charge for your team. And the guy you don't want leading the charge for your team is out of there, Billy Napier. I'm not saying he was a terrible coach, but the culture around that team for the past 5 years, it did not work at all.
And I don't know why. And my guess is he may not know why. because he's a good football coach.
Yeah, he's been around a long time.
I think he'll do well at James Madison.
I do too.
Eric, not line 6, but Eric, welcome into the show.
Hey George, it's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Same here.
I was real bummed I didn't get to talk to Danny yesterday. I was going to say one of the things that Lisa, bright spot, say we're able to sign the pitcher yesterday to that incredible deal. I guess it's $15 million a year. That's one of the few bright spots.
Chase Burns, Tennessee kid.
Yeah.
$105 million contract overall.
Sweet.
Yeah. We're going to be though unfortunately 9 games under 500. So I think we did. We've got too many teams to try and get in front of, George. And I tell you what, even though it's the first game, I know you had to be bummed that the Red Sox won over the Rays today, 10-0 in the first game of a doubleheader. So they have been on an incredible roll. And I tell you, also the National League.
Stop there for just a second. That's a critical series for the Red Sox, who came into the All-Star break having won 9 of their last 10. And I said it yesterday on the air. One thing they absolutely could not have happen was to get swept at home in a 4-game series by Tampa. So it's a day-night doubleheader. If they kick butt in this series, you know what? They might get a wild card.
I checked it before we went on the air, and it was 3-0, and that just shocked me. He said 10-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the final score. I think they're now like a game under 500, so they're on the roll. And the team in the National League that everybody should be scared to death of is the Pirates. I was stunned. They swept the Brewers in a 4-game series last weekend, and 2 of the games they scored 12 and 11 runs. They've been scoring runs like crazy, and they're going to be a bear to handle going forward. They're the scariest team, and they're 5-1 against the Brewers. So, but anyway. George, the other thing I want to talk to you about is football. I'm just so happy to hear about what the Titans are doing for Chris Johnson. First game of the year, going to put him in the Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
And I think he's the first current, I guess it's modern player or something like that. I mean, I could be wrong. They're supposed to be in the Ring of Honor. I forget what they said, what the deal was, but I'm real happy for him. Just, hopefully continue to health and recover. And I know eventually before the season's over, they're probably also going to do something for Coach David McGinnis, which, by the way, I still have not talked to you about that conversation I had with his lawyer. It would blow you away when I told you what we've talked about. But anyway, I'm real excited about the season coming up and just real happy for Chris Johnson and the fact of what they're going to do for him. Guys, I'll get off. Y'all have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, thank you, Eric. Kind of tell people what's up if they're just joining us and didn't hear your award-winning update.
Yeah, Chris Johnson the Titans announced this morning, Chris Johnson's going to be put into the Titans Ring of Honor before the game or at halftime of their home opener on September the 13th against the Jets.
That's great stuff.
Yeah, it really is. I mentioned this at the start of the show too, that, CJ was my all-time favorite Titan growing up, and in my opinion, should have been in that ring a few years ago. But I'm very glad that they're doing it now.
Yeah, this is
it's terrible,
and it's awful what has happened to him. I'm thrilled that the Titans have chosen to do this in the opening regular season game.
Yeah, me too.
That's great,
and I'm thrilled about the way that Chris Johnson is going about this. It's been fantastic. He started up this ALS Ice Bucket Challenge again, and I said that earlier in the show too. But I got nominated, so I'll be doing that this weekend. And, George, you're getting nominated this weekend.
Yeah, sure. After the break, we're going to meet with an individual, Dario Trentini. And you're saying, who is that? He is probably the world's finest creator of handmade putters in golf. Would I have known that until today? No, but he will join us after the break from the putting zone. This is the George Plaster Show.
When I got my first car, my dad told me, keep the gas tank full and my number on speed dial. Now parents are telling their kids, save 615-242-9000 just in case. I'm Blair Durham. If you or someone you love is in a wreck, call us. We're here to get you the money you deserve.
Are you tired of living with back pain? What would you do if the pain was gone?
At the Dr. Gill Center, we've helped thousands of people over the last 30 years break free from pain and get back to living life. We're committed to your outcomes, and our caring team listens, understands, and offers real solutions to neuropathy, back pain, and joint pain without unnecessary surgery or medication. Choose the clinic that listens. Choose the clinic that cares. Call the Dr. Gill Center today at 615-882-4838.
Let's make your pain-free life a reality.
Baseball is just like music. You don't believe me? Let me show you. It's jazz, improvised and unpredictable. It's rock. The crowd explodes like a guitar through a wall of amps. It's rap, fast, sharp, all rhythm and timing. It's country, nothing but 3 outs and the truth. Do you believe me now? Look, no matter what music you're into, the hardest track in town, Nashville Sounds Baseball. Welcome to Hit City.
Sports and Social at Green Hills Mall is the new home for our Football Night in Nashville promotion. Their food is terrific. Their TV setup looks like a racing sports book in Vegas. And if you're a sports fan, you can't beat it. Starting September the 4th, we'll broadcast from Sports and Social every Thursday night. There's Pop-A-Shot, great football, and the chance to win a beautiful Mikey's Motors golf cart. See you at Sports and Social in Green Hills Mall.
Clarksville, get ready. Because when the doors open at F&M Bank Arena, the noise rises. And the Nashville Cats. The walls shake. And the Cats take control. Fast plays. Big hits. Non-stop arena football. Get in the den. Get your season tickets now.
When I got my first car, my dad told me, keep the gas tank full and my number on speed dial. Now parents are telling their kids, save 615-242-9000 just in case. I'm Blair Durham. If you or someone you love is in a wreck, call us. We're here to get you the money you deserve.
It's the George Plaster Show. Your sports live here on 94.9 The Fan.
Okay, final segment on a rainy Friday afternoon from the putting zone at 3040 Sidco Drive. And as we promised you earlier, we're going to talk with Dario Trentini, who I'm told is the creator of the finest handmade golf putters in the world. He joins us at our broadcast site. Dario, welcome to Nashville.
Wow, what a presentation. Thank you.
You're welcome. Tell us, is that hard to do?
Yeah, it's quite hard. I started because I need to make a putter that is good for me. I started play golf by chance, and my putter, I didn't like my putter, so I tried to make a putter by myself because I was a ebonist. I made guitars and violins before, and yeah, I tried to make something that is unique and good for me. After a while, people start to ask me, "Can you make one for me that is beautiful?" And this is how everything starts. And now it's about 7 years that I make this kind of stuff. And it's a pleasure to be here in the putting zone in such a beautiful place.
Well, and a lot of your stuff is on the walls here. Bill Resigliano did a beautiful job in decorating this.
Yeah, definitely.
How long does it take to make kind of a custom-made putter?
Yeah, it really depends on the request, because sometimes the request is very simple, maybe one kind of wood, and maybe also not so hard work on it, and so it depends on the request. Mainly is from 5 hours to 10 hours and more. It really depends. And but the beauty of my work is that any pattern I make is different. So it's also beautiful to study and understand what the customer wants and make something that is unique and every time different. So it's not always the same work. You have to change anytime, and this is very beautiful for me.
So in our country, the PGA Tour is the big thing, even though they're at the British Open right now. Have any of the PGA Tour guys come to you and said, design me a putter?
Yeah, I sell some putter to PGA Tour pros, but I cannot say the name because sponsor, and but they cannot play with my stuff because of the sponsor. But they wanted to have something unique to bring with him or her in home and play for fun.
Okay, tell me a little bit about what's going on. I know you're a part of this. How good is this tour?
For me, it's something that is unbelievable. I never seen something like that. I come from Italy, in a place where golf is not so popular like here, and yeah, it's very big. A lot of people, a lot of people that have fun with a very beautiful courses. I think that Bill made it big and very, very good.
If you had seen this a year ago, I walked in when this warehouse at the time was totally empty. And to see it now, it's incredible.
Yeah, I saw the picture, and yeah, it's definitely incredible. Yeah, so beautiful with a big museum of a lot of
golf memorabilia.
Yeah, golf memorabilia, and something I never seen before. Even if I was in St Andrews or in Scotland, you cannot find something like this in another place for me.
Leave me with this. What kind of score wins this tournament?
I don't know. Maybe minus 12.
12 under.
Yeah, I think. I don't know.
Yeah. It's a tough course.
Yeah. For me, it's the first time that I played. And yeah, it's very hard. Also, it's very different also from golf courses. And you have to practice with the slopes, with the velocity of the green. It is very different.
Did you all get in practice rounds before the actual competition began?
Yeah, but little bit. Yeah. It's only for fun. I'm here to visit this tournament and to meet Bill and enjoy. So for me, it's not important the score.
Welcome to Nashville. Thank you for taking the time to come over.
Thanks a lot. Have a good day.
Dario Trentini. He is the creator, and I'm going to just flat out read this, of the finest handmade putters in the world. That is a nice intro.
What'd you say?
He's the creator of the finest handmade putters in the world.
Well, yeah.
That's pretty strong.
That's a pretty great intro. Yes.
Yeah. So earlier today, I gave out the nugget. And by the way, it's going to work. Argentina is going to win the World Cup. And if you were to bet them in regulation, let's say you bet $100, you'll get a return of 255. It's a plus 255 line.
Sweet.
In regulation.
Well, what is
Remember that
in extra time?
Well, it's much closer to a dead even.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, that's worth putting a little coin on it, plus 255. And you're putting plus 255 on the greatest soccer player of all time in Lionel Messi. So it's not a bad deal, man.
No,
They got a shot to win this thing.
They do, even though they may not be the better team, but they are, they got the big
player.
man. They got the big man.
Yep.
Okay, let's close out the week in style. We sure as hell haven't excelled at anything else. Look at that. 0 for 3 this week with
6-7.
Kyle Schwarber with the National League and with the Phillies.
Yeah.
Aaron Nola still having some problems. Tonight.
Bad timing for the new graphic, George, for you to go 0 for 3.
Yeah, I know it.
With your coat and tie out there.
Tonight, screw the Phillies. We're going with your Atlanta Braves. Some people will call this a layup. Chris Sale, but he's a 2-1 favorite. So you got to lay some money against the Texas Rangers. Next week, we're excited about what's going to go on in Tampa, Florida. We will have great coverage for you of SEC football media days. And thank you for being a part of this, Lewis. Week number 2, you're doing all right.
Thanks, George. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Listen, all of you.
Hope I stick around a little longer.
Well, I hope you do too. All of you have a great weekend. Looks like we're going to have a lot of rain. So drive safely. Kelly rejoins us on Monday. Until then, so long, everybody.
For over 40 years, Electronic Express has made it easy to find the right TV. With the largest selection from top brands like LG, Samsung, and Sony, we've got what you're looking for. Whether it's movie night with family or the big game with friends, we'll help make every moment unforgettable. And shopping local has perks like free delivery, guaranteed lowest prices, and up to 24 months interest-free financing. Visit us in-store or at electronicexpress.com.
Do you ever feel like gambling is causing financial strain or hurting your relationships? The Gambling Clinic has been helping people change their gambling habits for over 2 decades. With physical clinics and remote online appointments, we're here to help you make informed decisions about your gambling. Visit us at thegamblingclinic.com so we can work together to help you win back your life. This project is funded by the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services. Brought to you by the Tennessee Gambling Clinic, the Tennessee Association of Broadcasters, and this station.
Johnny Garrett's not some out-of-touch D.C. politician. Johnny Garrett's a Tennessean, a Christian conservative, and a proud father of 3 who's sick of the far left ruining our country with their radical policies. Conservative Johnny Garrett is proudly pro-life, pro-Trump to his core, and will always put America first. In Congress, Garrett will fight to lower taxes, cut government waste, and will always back the blue and support law and order. Garrett's fought for us in Nashville, and that's what he'll do in Congress. No to biological boys playing girls' sports. No to communist China buying our farmland. And no to criminal illegals invading our state. Because with Johnny Garrett, what you see is what you get. It's time to bring more Tennessee to D.C. Send Trump conservative Johnny Garrett to Congress.
I'm Johnny Garrett, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Johnny Garrett for Congress.
I'm Emmett Smith. Opioid poisonings cause the most accidental